Good afternoon. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Brian Overstreet, Purdue Extension, Jasper County. My email is boverstreet@purdue.edu. If you have any questions about this program afterwards, just shoot me an email and we can work together on the program. But today we're going to introduce Code Red. It's a contingency planning tool for your family and farming operation. And we're going to just do a short introduction today of what's kind of on the program and how it works and why we've done it. It was sponsored by Purdue Women in Ag, and if you'd like to get on their email group, Purdue WIA@purdue.edu. We do webinars and newsletters throughout the year, so if you'd like more information, please contact that group. Our sponsors are Farm Credit, Mid-America, Serious Solutions, Indiana Corn, Beacon Ag Group, Indiana Soybean Alliance, and Indiana Cattlemen's Association. Back in 2011, there was a group of ladies and myself that were together at the Women in Ag Conference and started discussing this program. Beck Wicker from a Beacon Ag Group brought it up on a program that they do at their branches, and it's got the idea started. And so we did a survey to see if it was worth something to do, and so one of the responses was, take it a little farther. Contingency doesn't mean death. If the person who writes the paychecks or any other critical function is unavailable for any reason, for sickness, accident, or you name it, you have a real emergency. What needs, and that needs a contingency plan. So that's where we started, or based on our program on. Myself, Ryan Overstreet, here in Jasper County, and Kelly Heckerman, A&R educator in Kosciuszko County, are the co-leaders of the project, the developers of the project. We released it in 2015, and since that time we've had over 1,400 flash drives distributed across the Midwest or across the U.S., and we continue to make updates as we see fit. You can also now download it free, and you can go to the Purdue Women in Ag page on the Code Red section, or just Google Purdue Women in Ag Code Red. You should be able to find it doing that. So what is Code Red? It's a contingency planning tool for the what ifs in life. We're hoping it to be the go-to tool if something happens to a key member of the management team, such as an accident or sickness, or hopefully not death, but that's the case also. But we've also seen it used quite a bit as in succession planning, just as a communication tool. In my family, we've used it quite a bit for that purpose, looking at how just who signs checks and where things are and things like that. So it's been very beneficial just as a communication tool in my family's farming operation. It's built in Excel, which makes it very flexible. And one of the things we've done versus things we've found in the past when we started creating this it includes social media and ways to manage your finances on the internet age that weren't available previously, because people didn't do banking and things that way before. So we've added that feature to this program, and it's based on everyday living, not just for death. And one of the things we suggest is having a backup copy. But who do you keep? You need to trust whoever you give this program to keep that information, because it is very sensitive information if it is filled out properly. So don't store it on the cloud or Dropbox and things like that. Should suggest having a backup copy somewhere else. If you do, make sure when you update one, you update them both. And a lot of people, I've been told, keep it in like a grab bag or something like that in case of a fire or something, or tornado. But we recommend keeping it on a flash drive, because that way it's not even on your computer, so it makes it a little harder to be hacked in those cases for security purposes. So when you open up the program, you see the opening page, cover page, and we've got things coordinated on the tabs across the bottom. The red's the introductions, purple or the personal information, and if you go farther, the green is for the farming. And today we're just going to talk about just getting started on these and what each one kind of contains, but we'll have further webinars or YouTube videos that you can follow the following the sections before next. So we'll do also have one on just personal information and then one on the farms. So we have 3 sections: introduction, personal, and farm business. And as I said earlier, we got them color coded. The introduction talks about a lot of things we've just talked about, and but it's also the table of contents, acknowledgments of the people that sources we used to get this started, and people that helped, and then the setup page. And in the past, we had you register there. If you download it off the website that you do the registration there, so you do not have to do that. But some of the things on the register page we will still cover today. So table of contents, we've got them set up that if you click on that name, the page, it'll take you to that page. And then each page also has a place on the top that take you back to the table of contents, or you can use the tabs across the bottom as any other Excel program. Setup page. Here's the survey that we generally, if you purchased a flash drive, you can use that to get onto do that information, so we have your information, because one of the things with being a university, we like to have data and how you're using it, so we'll send out a survey now and then to see how it's being used and where it's being used. But one of the things though you can see on here is that the farm name, if you put that in, it autofills on the top of every page. So WA is Women in Ag, is why it's there, and when it was updated last. We do have it set up that if you want to put a password in to lock it up, you can. Here's the instructions on that. But in the past, we found that most people, if it's an emergency, you really don't need another password to try to find out what the passwords are. So we've got those all locked out right now. But if you'd like to put a password in, you can. Personal section, we've got several pages here of different things: personal information, personal social media, personal business contacts, power of attorney, important personal documents, non-personal inventory, personal investments, personal medical information, and final arrangements. Most of these we go in quite detail on. Non-farm inventory is basically a template to get you started. It's not a full-fledged inventory, but it gives you something to start on. On the farm one, we do go much more detail on that one, but it gives you a template to go by on this. And here's just a sample of what the personal documents, where important documents are. And as you can see, there's some of this that is yellow, and with that, it's been auto-filled from another location. We've set it up so it shows up so you can see that brightly if you need to do that. And basically, if you start at the beginning and work back, those will autofill. Those places do. We don't have everything autofills, but most of the things we found that if it's in one place, we try to make it so it autofills another place. But on personal information, we look at the marriage certificates and divorce and the creeds, and I mean this is your documents where they're at. Wills, it goes down insurance policies, real estate deeds, where's your safe and the combination of that and things like that. If that's where the things are, it'd be nice to be able to get into those things. So this is one of the first pages that we developed as kind of where we got started on this, but why it's where. And even in my family, I've had a stepfather pass away, and my stepbrother called and wondered if my stepdad had a will and where it would be if he did. And no one knew, and because we didn't have anything like this at that time. So hopefully we can get those things like that taken care of. Farm business, or business, it's farm or business. It's set up for farms, but any small business could use this. The inventory probably may change a little bit, but other than that, it's something anybody can use. Your business structure, their finances, important documents on just the farm documents. Farm business contacts, social media, if you do have a social media presence on your farm, farm inventory, and employment inventory. And this is one of the key ones also. But the farm inventory, we went into a lot more detail on this one than we did the homeowners one. But also if you do have it on flash drive, you can put your last depreciation schedule on in your last financial records that you took to the bank, and have all those on that flash drive, so they'd be present if you need them. Here's just kind of a sampling of the human resource inventory. each list of, and looking at what their daily duties are, monthly, quarterly, and actually it goes down to annually if you scan down. And it's just a place to go. If something happens to one of your employees, you know what things they do. I mean, just Bob may do something once a quarter and you didn't realize he did those things. And so that's, or even annually, some report that he fills out. And if something happens to Bob, you know where to go look for what things you need to be doing. And so after you've completed the tool, we hope this resource helps families turn code red situation to a code green situation, and the business can continue to operate on a daily basis as on normal. And when we sent out the surveys, we wondered if people had used the documents, and about half of them had used, or a little over half had used them for contingency planning tool. 22% had used it for succession plannings, and 33% had used it as a communication tool and just to talk about things that need to be taken care of. If you're interested in purchasing the flash drives, you can go to the website here at the Code Red website, and you purchase flash drives for $4. They're 4 gig flash drives with the Excel spreadsheet already loaded on it, and you can also get a lanyard for a couple dollars to hang so you can hang it someplace. It makes it easier to find, and it just kind of stands out a little more. So we want to thank you for joining us today and learning about the Code Red Contingency Planning Tool for your family and farm operation. If you have would like more information, contact myself at Purdue Extension, Jasper County, at the office, or the B Overstreet at purdue.edu. Appreciate you listening today, and have a great day.